Hi, I'm Philadelphia Councilman at Large David O. I was elected to City Council in 2011 and then re-elected in 2015 and then again in 2019. I serve as the chair of the Committee on Global Opportunities and the Creative Innovative Economy. I'm the only veteran on City Council, so I end up with a lot of those issues. And I was the first Asian American elected to City Council, but now we have two on Philadelphia City Council. There are 17 members on council, 10 are district council people, 7 are at large or citywide, and we deal with the issues of the city, not the state, not the federal government, but most issues that affect people in Philadelphia are city issues, everything from their tax rate to the ordinances and laws that affect them. And right now during COVID-19, there are many restrictions that have been issued out of city government. I'm excited to participate in this great seminar about leadership for young Korean Americans. I'd like to thank the organizers, the Consulate of the Korean Consulate in New York, and the Federation of Korean Associations in Northeast USA. So my dream was to be a lawyer, and I wanted to be a rich lawyer, a wealthy lawyer who was a smart lawyer and did good too, right? My foot in everything, rich, doing good, helping people. Who wouldn't dream of having it all, right? And I was building towards that future, and I kind of plateaued, and I hit a brick wall, or a brick ceiling. And usually I will do a couple of things to get things going again. I was very interested in growth and expansion. But when things go bad, I begin to introspect. Maybe I did something that I'm not aware of, something that is not good. Maybe I didn't appreciate what God set before me. And I will reflect on that. And whatever I did, I couldn't get the ball rolling again. And I thought about it even deeper, and what I found was I was building a golden calf to myself, the law firm David O. It was all about honoring me, building a law firm for me with my name and how great I was and how great this firm was, and I wanted to do good things for me. And one day I was listening to the radio, and it was common that they were talking about riverboat gambling and how it was going to create all these jobs and do all these wonderful things, which I knew was not true. And I was thinking somebody should actually go out there and talk about jobs and education and how that actually works and what could actually be done. Not that I was an expert, but I knew what I was hearing on the radio was just advertising and basically untrue. And so I got the idea that I would run for office. And I was smart enough to understand that it was very unlikely that I would win, but I wasn't running to win. I wasn't running to lose. I was trying to win, but I was not running because I was going to win. I was running to run, and to run well and to run honestly. And because I believe that in running and facing difficulties and facing impossible odds, that there's a testimony. And that testimony is about your faith and about who you are and who you put your trust in, because you want people to do better. You want their children to be educated. You want them to be safe. You want them to have jobs. You want them to be fulfilled to the extent that they can do more than worry about public safety or their life or to think about who, that's important as well. And it's important because the Bible says, feed my lambs, care for my sheep. That is a challenge for us to try to help others. So I decided to run for office, and of course, nobody took me seriously, and why should they? But on election day in 2003, I surprised everyone, including myself, by doing very well. I got about 100,000 votes and was like 14,000 votes short of winning, which was a shock to a lot of people because race had everything to do with it. In other words, who's going to vote for an Asian American? And I was at the same time thinking that, people can run and be done, one and done. But to really try, what is really trying? Really trying is to do it 3 times. And so I was thinking about really trying, and since they were trying to get me not to run, that kind of set me down to run. And 4 years later, I ran again, and I actually won on election day by just 7 votes. But the next day they called me up and told me they didn't count any absentee ballots, which is illegal. They just kept all the absentee ballots in a warehouse. They're supposed to be counted on election day at the polling place. And so a few weeks later, I lost by 122 absentee ballots. And 4 years later, I ran again, and this time I won, and I stayed the winner. It was a close election. And, people ask me, well, you won by 7 votes and then you lost. That must have been heartbreaking. And I said, no, it was very encouraging. I didn't know that I could do as well the second time as the first time, but I did even better and actually even won on election day. So I was very happy about that and very encouraged. And I plan to run again. And it was a very hard, nasty election and, campaign, and I ended up winning. When people ask me, like, how do you maintain your drive in face of the obstacles and, all kind of negative things, how do you do things or continue to do things when there's not much chance of winning? And I tell people, listen, it's when there's not much chance of winning that's when the magic happens. Anyone can do something that they surely can do. But to do things that are impossible or unlikely, that is an act of faith. And it doesn't mean you don't work hard. It doesn't mean you're going to win. It means that you are willing to give it your all. And I think that, if you're doing the right thing and you are challenged by the fact that you're going to lose, it is not time to make a deal with the devil. It's time to put your faith in God, and if you're going to lose, lose. But don't compromise on important things. I'm a politician. I'm an elected official. I should compromise on all kind of things to be humble and to try to advance the people's good. But there are important values and principles that should not be compromised. And the challenge for me, as for you and anyone else, is this. Left to who we are very mediocre. But given the opportunity to rise up to be better than who we are, we can do some really great things. Being Korean American is well, number one, that's who you are, so you can't change that. And you shouldn't try to. You should embrace that. But it comes with some wonderful things. You can think of all the positives that we enjoy, right? Music, culture, food, all that, good friends, a great history. But it comes with opportunities because people sometimes don't know us, are suspicious of us, have heard negative things. And when you step out to embrace them, to help them, to humbly try to assist, to ask for their help, to receive their help, you have many opportunities to build bridges and to show people kind of what is in common. I love the saying that I'm not different from you, I'm different like you. In other words, we're all different, we're all individuals. And so as a Korean American, be different like everyone else. And just find what those opportunities are to reach out. Be the first to reach out. Be the first to extend your hand. Be the first to say hello. Be the first to say I'm sorry. Be the first to say thank you. Be the first. And you have an opportunity to embrace people and to change people's hearts and minds simply by being a person willing to do that.